Welcome to the Prosperity Blueprint, day number 2. I hope you took a lot from the first day, watched it over and over again, took notes, because this information can change your life. I've realized that it's the understanding and the application of wise thought that counts. It's the repetition of this information that's going to trigger ideas in your mind for you to act on. And that's the difference. Because there's literally an overload of information today. The amount of information that is on the internet is doubling every 12 hours. That's how much information is being put out. So it's important that we block out all that information and dive in on a set amount of information that's going to benefit us in our lives. Like this seminar. Like all the things that I put out. Like the Higher Self program. The 12-month coaching program that I have. This is what is going to really cause the change in your life. Because you can't expect to change when you're engaging in all different kinds of information, music, advertising, your emotions, your mind is being pushed and pulled in countless different directions. And it's controlling your life. All those thoughts, all those ideas, all those emotions, they're influencing you. So we must get clear. Block out the information that we don't want to engage in and engage in the information that we do want to engage in, that we know that's going to change our lives. That's what this is about. There's literally an overload of information, and people are starving for wisdom. But it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of control to say, I don't want to listen to those things. I don't want to take in that information anymore. And get clear and be disciplined. And only allow yourself to take in the things that are going to allow you to prosper, that are going to serve you, that are going to push you towards your goal. So here we are with day number 2 of the Prosperity Blueprint. This one's everything. This is going to give you the exact example of why you are where you are today. All the people, the results in your life, the income, everything in your life, it's going to show you exactly why you are getting the results that you are getting in your life. So we'll start with one of my favorite quotes of all time. Like, this is like my number 1 quote by James Allen. He wrote the book As a Man Thinketh. Came out in 1902. It wasn't a very big book, maybe about that big, but the wisdom in there is so valuable. It's everything. So here it is. Mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind, and evermore he takes the tool of thought in shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. What a wonderful quote. You have the ability with your mind to take this tool of thought, which you can originate, and use it to create 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. In any moment, you can go in your thought to a situation that's going to make you feel great or a situation that's going to make you feel bad. You have the choice. You may not think that you have a choice because your mind just unconsciously goes to the bad or the lack or the things that are going to make you feel frustrated. But understand that is a choice. You're going to understand through the reconditioning, through the elevation of your awareness, that you are going to be able to take control of that tool of thought in your mind. Now, when you think of the mind, what do you think of? Now, most people say it's the brain, but in truth, the brain is no more the mind than your left foot. You see, in 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet was very involved in healing arts and holistic health. And he stated, the mind is an activity, not a thing. No one has ever seen the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, I will create an image that we can work with. Because, as you know, in day one, we think in images. So when you think of the mind, most people think of the brain. The image of the brain comes to mind. But in reality, the brain is not the mind. The mind's an activity. It's not a thing. So Dr. Thurman Fleet created this image. Now, here it is. This large circle here is the mind. Now, the mind is split up into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious mind. And then there's the body. Now, this is you. This is the image that he created in 1934. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. Now, the little circle being the body is the lower side of you. Remember, you are a spiritual being. You have an intellect. You live in a physical body. Now, the conscious mind, we're going to define these for you so you get a better understanding of what the conscious mind is, what the subconscious mind is, what the body is. Now, the conscious mind, it's your thinking mind. It's your educated mind. It's where your higher mental faculties are resident. Your imagination, your intuition, will, perception, reason, memory. These are your higher mental faculties. This is what separates you from the animal kingdom. You are God's highest form of creation through these higher mental faculties. Otherwise, you'd just be like all the rest of the animals, all the rest of the creatures in the world. Now, the conscious mind is also your immediate awareness. It's what's taking place here and now. You can touch, you can feel, you're plugged in right now with your conscious mind. Now, your conscious mind has the ability to originate thought. Like I was saying, you can think in your thought right now of a great situation, or you could think of a terrible situation. You have the ability to choose with your conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind can accept or reject. If I were to tell you that you're a loser, you can choose to accept or reject that. You don't have to identify with that thought. But the thing is that most people, they don't accept or reject. They just automatically accept what other people are saying about them or what's going on in this physical reality. Now, the conscious mind consists of only 5% of our behavior. Do you ever go to the store and you go and grab groceries and you check out and you leave and you think back to some moments in there, you don't even remember some moments, some things that you did? It's because you're not fully aware of the actions that you're taking, because most of the time we're operating based on subconscious programs. Now, the subconscious mind. The subconscious is the emotional mind, the conditioned mind, or the feeling mind. It must accept, it cannot reject. And it cannot determine the difference between what's real or what's imagined. That is key. So write that down, keep that down in your notes for later. The subconscious mind consists of 95% of our behavior. Think about this. If you and I were to be playing catch with a baseball, and say you're right-handed. You throw it to me right-handed, and we're playing catch. Everything's great. But if that next time that we played, I had you throw with your left hand, and you started throwing with your left hand from that day forward, it would get to a certain point, I think after 21 days or 30 days, it would be conditioned in your subconscious mind to where you won't even think, you will just throw with your left hand. You won't even think with your conscious mind. You'll just do it. That is the power of this subconscious mind. It consists of 95% of our behavior. Now you're probably doing things on autopilot all the time, like brushing your teeth, making food, talking to your friends, gossiping, being jealous, comparison, being selfish, getting in your ego. These are subconscious programs. If you've habituated that behavior over time, you don't even have to think. Your mind will just go there. And you'll just be drugged into this experience. That is what's taking place in 95% of people's lives. They're not aware that this program in their subconscious mind is literally controlling everything in their life. It's controlling 95% of our behavior. So it's important that we become aware and we learn what's really taking place. That's what this information is doing for you. Because now you're raising your awareness to this taking place so that when you do go to brush your teeth, you're aware. Oh, what am I doing with my hand? What motion am I using? Is this an act that I do want to take? And if it is, then that's fine. Then you can continue. But it's important that we become aware. The whole point is for us to become aware of the things that we do not want to do, that we're just subconsciously doing, and changing them. That's the whole point. And that only comes from awareness. That only comes from this information. Now the body is the lower side of you. It is the instrument of the mind. Remember, you're a spiritual being, and your physical body is the lowest form, the lowest side of you. It is the physical manifestation of the non-physical side of you. But everything that's going on within is being expressed without. So you can tell just by someone's body, someone's shape, someone's figure, what's going on in their mind. You can tell. Someone who's extremely overweight, there's problems in their mind. They have a problem with their physical shape, with themselves, in their mind. Whatever's going on within is being expressed without. Everything without comes from within. So you really start to become aware of this, and then you are able to take control of your results. You start to take control of your life and change it and get the results that you want to get. Now here you are today. You have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and the body. Now you as a child, you did not have your conscious mind. It wasn't developed at that time. You see, at this point, it'd be wise for us to explain how you got here. A particle of energy from your mom, a particle of energy from your dad, came swimming along, and the nucleus of you was born. And those two people are now your parents. And 9 months later, you made your debut onto the planet as a baby. Now from the time you're an infant until about 10, 12 years old, your subconscious mind is completely wide open. You don't have this ability to originate thought when you're just a child. You're still growing. So your conscious mind is undeveloped. Now everything was going straight into your subconscious mind. Everything that was going on around you Everything in your environment. The news, social media, other people, the thoughts that were going around, the emotions that were being engaged in. Everything was going straight into your subconscious mind. That's why you may have similar behaviors to your parents. It's because everything at that time, you weren't able to think with your conscious mind, hey, I don't want to be like that. I'm not going to take that advice. Or I don't want to engage in that emotion. Or I don't want to cry. A baby doesn't know because they don't have the ability to originate. Their conscious mind is not developed at that time. So everything that's going on around them is just being soaked right into their subconscious mind. That's why you speak the language that you speak. There's a child can learn several different languages before the age of 5, and people won't even think anything of it. It's because everything is going straight into the subconscious mind. It's just being planted there, and it's accepting it. It's not filtering through the current program. It's developing the program. That's where the program is installed at this young age. This is where you develop your self-worth, your perceptions, your values, your religion, the language that you speak, the beliefs that you have. They're just being passed down and impressed upon you by the people around you. And it's not the best if people are not aware that this is taking place. But if you're aware that this is taking place, then you can instill the good beliefs, the good perceptions, the good worth in your child or in the child. But most people are not aware that this is taking place. They just have a child and they just impress all their same feelings and thoughts and beliefs on them. And that's why most people are just like their parents. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's because those thoughts, those beliefs, those feelings, those emotions are being impressed straight onto the child, and the child doesn't have a choice. But if the parent was aware of this information, they'd be able to program them for the best. Now this is where your self-image was formed. Your self-image is everything. It's controlling everything in your life. As you saw in day number 1, Maxwell Maltz wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics. He said that this self-image, strongly held, essentially determines what we become. How do you see yourself? It's everything. And this is where the self-image was formed. When you were just a child. When you didn't even know or have the ability to choose your self-image. You may not have even been aware of your self-image until I shared it in day number 1. And this is where your paradigm was formed. You see, the self-image is part of the paradigm, but the paradigm is controlling everything in your life. But the self-image is the most important part of your paradigm, because that's who you believe you are. That's who you identify as. That's what you will accept or not. That's your standard, is who you believe you are, your self-image. And what's the problem? People are living today based on the paradigm that was formed when they were just an infant. It's been there for a long time. They haven't put the light in the dark space. They don't want to shine the light in the dark space and address these issues or these things that they don't really want to do and change them. It's a difficult process, but it's so worth it. I believe that's the only way that we're supposed to live. People are walking around today with this paradigm that was formed when they were just an infant. And they're not aware of it. They're only using their conscious mind. They're not aware of the subconscious. Now, I've put together the Higher Self program for you to change your self-image. This is what changed my life. I mean, I went from being completely uncomfortable, shy, not willing to be in front of a room or be on camera, and I just completely turned my life around in less than a year and a half. It's through this information that allowed me the ability to change my self-image, change how I see myself. And that's changed everything in my life. Now, it comes down to 3 parts. It's the understanding, the application, and the process. You're not going to do anything without first an understanding, the information that you take in, as I just explained. You're going to get 4 powerful lessons and 4 bonus lessons. This information is going to saturate your subconscious mind. You're going to listen to it over and over and over and over again so that you really create the change. You recondition yourself to become aware of the things that you are not doing and know what to do to change them. And then it's the application. Because you can have all the understanding in your conscious mind, but if you don't have the application, nothing's going to change in your life. So that's where we have every Saturday weekly coaching calls to discuss what you're dealing with, the situation that you may be dealing with, the application process of this program. That's where the work is really done. Because you develop the understanding, you listen to the lessons, you understand the information, and then the application comes in where you actually have to go apply it to your life. And then it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I said, developing a new habit takes 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. This is a 12-month program to instill the change in you so that you don't revert back to the old way of being. You move into a new life. And that's what I've done. Less than a year and a half. I can't even tell you who I was before. It doesn't even dawn on me that I was even that person. I can talk about it to you, but I can't resonate with it because I'm in a completely new life, a completely new person. So this process, this 12-month process, is going to completely change you and give you the results that you want to get in your life. But it's not going to happen overnight. So if you want to continue going about picking information from here, from there, see where that's getting you. Because I've realized that it is the understanding, the application of the set information that's going to change us. And it's not going to come from one over here, one over there. It's going to come from the intentional, deliberate effort to be disciplined on one set of information and really work that out. Because think about it. If you read 20, 30 books a year, you're reading a different book every month, 2 months, 3 months, how much are you really going to understand of that information? You may be able to grasp a lot and you may change in different ways, but think about if you read the same book for a whole year, for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years. Think about the impact that it would have on you. Because it's not, there's not something in the information or in the book that's different. There's something within you that's different, that's seeing it different every single time. You're raising your awareness, so you're recognizing something different in the book that you didn't see before. But it's because you're more aware. It's because you've raised your awareness to where you understand that on a deeper level. And that's what this program is. I had to go through this program for 3 years until I really understood it and then started applying it. Everyone's at their own pace. Everyone's at a different level of awareness. But it starts with this information. So this is a Prosperity Blueprint only offer of $197 a month. It's crazy that I'm giving this away for that amount of money, but I want to help you in your life. I want to create the change that I created for myself and others, because I know how impactful this information is. So go to michaelvincentmindset.com, scan the QR code, go on my social medias, get in touch with me, because I want to help you create this change in your life. Because that's what it's all about. If I were to sit here and create change for myself and not share it with others, it'd be selfish of me. I want to help you. I want to elevate you in your life so that you can live a better life. Be more happy, healthy, and wealthy. That's what it comes down to. And that only comes from a higher level of awareness. Because we can't control what's going on out here. All we can control is what's going on in here. So change your self-image in 2024. Get the Higher Self program. Go to michaelvincentmindset.com, scan the QR code, get in touch with me, because I want to help you. So thank you for tuning in to day number 2. Watch this over and over again so that you really understand this information. And I will see you tomorrow.